keep forgetting to wear like socks and shoes on jar videos, so I've got my disgusting feet on.
Don't worry, we've all got pretty disgusting feet, so it's fine.
No, but you get these comments from these people saying like, "Ooh, nice little dirty totes you got there,
little dirt! I can see that dirt nugget. Oh, yummy."
Would you for 50? You have to pay £50 to lick a little bit of dirt from between Riley Reid's toes.
Nope.
How much? Sorry, £50.
Yeah, you have to pay that much. But you
I have to pay. No,
but you can film it and put it in a video on YouTube.
No.
You might be able to make more than £50 off that video,
I reckon
though.
you would.
No,
I would do it
like
for
many vids or something, like a foot fetish site, and just
Yeah.
sell it. Because it's Riley Reid, so you probably... I don't think she's done foot fetish.
No, I feel like that would be
so.
such a clickbait YouTube thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could talk about it like in a podcast.
And get more money. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I'll suck the dirt nugget from Riley Reid's feet.
Would you suck a dirt nugget from my foot?
No. Because I actually...
But
know
I pay
you.
you 50 quid.
No. I don't need that 50 quid that badly, Jamie.
Okay, 100.
Maybe.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gents, and welcome to JARCAST episode 217. A number I've got to admit, I'm not that keen on. I'm looking forward to getting past this one.
Oh, I love a 217.
It's just, there's something about this number, 217. It makes me feel uneasy and not relaxed.
But it's double Halo.
Jim, what's the opposite of being relaxed?
Being sick as fuck.
Squirtatious?
Being squirtatious.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, I'm joined here by Jim.
Hello!
And the passionate napper himself, James.
Yeah, I am present.
Yeah, did I even say the good afternoon, morning bit?
Yes.
I guess I did.
Yes.
I got to admit, I'm a little bit tipsy right now, so if my hosting skills are
Alex
messed
just
up.
down like 15 bottles of like gin. It's fucking mental in this house today.
Before we get too deep into the episode, I want to shout out the patrons over at Patreon.
Can I just give him a yeah?
Give him a fucking yeah right
Ready?
now.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, ooh, yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's kind of creepy as well. It's got that sort of cult vibe.
Mm-hmm. Which is essential to the Jar Media podcast being what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Housekeeping. Let's just start with the important stuff right here, right now, okay? I want to start with, speaking of Patreon, I got something to ask you guys.
Yep, shoot.
Should we move the Patreon shoutouts to the end of the JARcast? I say this because I've been noticing this while editing it, ever since adding this Patreon segment. During the ad section halfway through, it tends to add, at the moment, about 3 minutes of extra kind of content.
Really?
Which is fine, except for the fact that it is right slap bang in the middle of the episode. So I figure for the people who aren't patrons, the people who don't care, they're going to be they're kind of forced to skip over 3 minutes or so. So I'm wondering if it would be better to move it to the end of the show, but then does that make it for the patrons less valuable? I've actually put a vote up on our Patreon. Mm-hmm. So if you want to head over there, even if you're not a patron, you can vote on this.
Yeah, I think with the awesome growth of the Patreon, it was fine when it was like 20 people.
Yeah, we've got 70 plus Dibby tiers and above to read out now, so it's getting longer and longer each episode.
Yeah, so I think it's sort of... I would assume it improves the quality of life for everybody if we do it.
Yeah, the only thing we care about is the kind of consistency and the quality of the show. I figure go to that vote, and next episode we'll talk about it, decide then. For this episode, we'll leave it in that halfway point because the vote hasn't been decided yet. I think that's fair. What do you think, James?
I've just seen from a video point of view, when I've seen it, it's like... Because it jumps from like, you know, the setup how we are now. Mm-hmm. When we're doing the Patreon segment, we're like in different locations. It's like a jump. It's like a different frame. It just looks a bit strange.
The reason I don't think it's particularly egregious is that we have done this timecode update. So if it is something that bothers you, you can just look exactly where the timecodes are, skip over it. There's already the halfway point with the ads for the t-shirts and stuff. So I don't know. We gotta get feedback on that before we make any decisions. So head over to the Patreon, our Patreon. It's in the description. Leave a vote. Let us know what to do. In other news, we got some feedback from the last episode. William says, was sorta fucked. Then they reversed it, so it's all good. That's all he said. Okay. What do you think he was even referencing? What was William even on about? Was sorta fucked, then they reversed it, so it's all good. Do you think they mean the lighting?
Maybe.
I don't know what else.
Did we say anything controversial? I can't really remember.
We called Borderlands 2 not 3 not very good.
There were a couple of controversial statements we'll get into in a minute, but Orr Smith said the blasphemous HD comment fucking annihilated me. Last episode, for some reason the word blasphemous kept coming up. And as the host, every time I was reading it, I was saying blasphemous HD instead of blasphemous, and none of you got it. So every time I just started laughing. And you were like, why are you laughing? And I didn't explain why, and that was why.
What is blasphemous HD?
Do you not remember blasphemous HD? During that early 2015, 2016 reactionist period with the blasphemous HD is, I don't know if he's still going now, but one of those like reaction channels.
Wait,
which is the one that said if you hate everything, doesn't that mean you hate yourself?
I have no recollection of any of this.
Rashad, the reactor, I think you're thinking of.
Right.
No, this is blasphemous HD. Profile Feather said perfect lighting, my dudes. Medeiros said best lighting ever, has this moody, jazzy feeling of the podcast, really like it. BCDDP said timestamps are the best thing to happen to the JARCAST. And honestly, I gotta say I agree, to be honest.
No, it's really good. Because it's just like, with
how much we like jump around topics, it probably really does help to...
Yeah, because I watch the cast. I generally do watch it when it goes live, because I forget, as soon as I like leave, I forget everything that's happened. So I do watch it to like see the funny bits. And just being able to like scroll through and see the bits that I might have remembered are funny. So easy. I don't know if other podcasts are doing it, but it's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know, but it makes our episodes much easier to navigate. Especially when there are those topics you don't care about, like
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2 or Call of Duty or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, last episode, a big topic was talking about this A-level GCSE drama that's going on in the UK. It was kind of early news back then. It's developed a bit more now. The main kind of thing, the main result is that it appears to have been U-turned. So all of that effort put into creating this algorithm and assigning people their results has kind of just been pulled back. So now it's in teachers' hands, I think, to kind of...
Which is a bit more accurate of the actual...
I'd prefer the teachers deciding over
not than a machine.
Over an algorithm, but I mean... We got a few... I said last episode, please, any JARlings who are going through this right now and have been associated some kind of score, I actually want to hear from them and hear what they've got as a result. And we got some replies in the comments. Talbaska says, about the results, I have a close friend who was predicted a CBB and came out of his results with an EED. There's no logic at all to how the results ended up. John Cooper said, I got massively downgraded by the algorithm, scored AAB in year 12 mocks, was predicted 3A stars, passed the Cambridge law admissions test, got accepted for an interview, later rejected thankfully, and had the teacher's submitted grade of AAB. Despite all of this, I only received BBC, which in fairness isn't a terrible grade, but nowhere near enough to get me into my firm and insurance choices, University of Bristol and Cardiff. Hopefully now they are awarding teacher-submitted grades, I'm able to meet my reduced offer at Bristol. And Fatty Spin says, my A-levels were fucked. I was predicted ABB, meeting requirements for my first choice uni. On results day, I got BCD, and I've now got ACC after the government U-turn. I now have to do the exams for A-levels. I got the C's in October, also causing me to defer my uni place to next academic year.
The thing I was thinking of, it's going to fuck uni placements. So bad. And it is.
Yeah, it's completely
which is so fucked. So imagine they're going to be out of school then for like a year, relating for the placement for uni.
But if you have the option to take an exam anyway, what's the point of the guessing? You know? Like...
Well, because the height of COVID was right during exam season, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, surely it would be better for everyone to be delayed instead of just some people having to. I guess
the problem is you either do the stupid algorithm thing and fuck everyone, or you just delay it. But you can't really delay it because the whole structure of education is about getting a grade by the end of GCSE or A level, and then using those results to go into some other form of academia, whether it be uni or
it's just sort of showing that our system is flawed. Like
especially with the U-turn and just how much like money and resources have been wasted on all of this. Just it's so fucking embarrassing. It really is.
Like, I want to know if it was like the protest, because there was generally protests in London over it. If that's what was like, we've actually done like a stupid decision. Because who are they actually talking to about this? To not think maybe this isn't a good idea in the first place. Just seems completely ridiculous to me.
I know.
It's sort of the education sector of our government is sort of notoriously
they've been bad for a long time.
Awful.
Yeah, it's just been getting worse over the past decade. But Disgusting Weeb actually left a comment saying, "Not gonna lie, it did kind of hurt to hear my favourite YouTube channel diss people who go to private schools. Not really fair." We're obviously not going after individuals. We're kind of just mocking the concept of private schools.
Yeah, I don't see how we dissed people.
I guess because we were saying like how obnoxious we would be if we were private schooled and stuff like that. If private school jar, we're just doing a joke.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah.
No, but I think you can't. I don't think there is a valuable argument against people that going to private school do just have a better chance at doing well. In terms of monetarily.
We're not attacking individuals, as I say. It's just the concept we have a problem with, I think.
I think it's fair to say, at least I have a chip on my shoulder that some people just get given that. Whereas all three of us went to a renownedly terrible school. And all three of us, well, two of us at the very least,
it didn't like
much below than what we were capable of.
It didn't like help any of our trajectories in terms of
I genuinely think my trajectory has been so fucked by my secondary school experience,
which is just awful.
Yeah.
It's going to be self-defeatist, but I left school at the low bottom where it couldn't get any worse, so it could only go up. So it's just like, it's fine for me, but...
You were more leaning into the kind of apprentice kind of side, though.
Yeah, because
I makes a lot of sense.
For me, though, it's because I've not got the mind for exams and, like, studying. I have, a do mind. So I have to do, I physically do things, like apprenticeships.
Yeah.
But that's me, and I know some people are like that, but there's nothing wrong with...
It's an incredibly complex topic that none of us are educated on, so...
Yes. Well, yeah, because of the school we went to.
Yeah, we're all dumb because of
yeah, we just don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
So I guess people who did go to private school don't take it insult from it because it's just chat.
Yeah, or do you privileged cunts.
Its hat says this was an epic cast, way less over professional than the last few. And I just noticed this down because I was fucking shocked that anyone called Jar over professional.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What?
I don't know. I guess it's because we have
we've been.
I guess objectively now, compared to early shit, this is really structured and professional compared to what it's been.
Compared to a cast being just shouting about Coe and shit for an hour, which was the worst. That was the bottom barrel.
It was.
I think that's largely considered the worst episode. That Curry episode.
Yeah, it's actually infuriating.
Yeah, but also a necessary hump that we had to
you need to have your worst episode,
and it's forever proven that we need to eat before we record.
Yes, that's the biggest life lesson
when
for
we were
us.
recording that. It was just like, I can't think, I can't talk, I'm hungry, I need to eat.
We need Domino's pizza.
Yeah, well, or Indian or Chinese or whatever.
It was Domino's pizza most of the time.
Yeah.
Compo Flask has an interesting comment saying, when you think about all of the interests of James, it's a combination I've never seen before. And I gotta say, I agree. This is part of what is so alluring about James to me, is just you just never know what you're gonna get and what random... When I'm editing the JARCAST, some of the facts James just spews out. I just never would have guessed James would know.
I'd agree with the knowledge aspect, but in terms of main interests, James, can you list off your main interests briefly?
Cars.
Yeah. Anime, Gundam.
Anime.
Yes.
Call of Duty.
Then there's military stuff, but military stuff is just mechanical vehicles.
Yeah, I feel like those three things really
the same.
Do go together.
It's there's a big thing of vehicles, and they all stem off. So it's the same big.
And the history of vehicles.
Yeah, I feel like those things do.
There is some logic. Yeah.
But then I also like history, actual genuine history about other stuff.
I guess it's more for me. I just never know what James is going to feel on something. I just can't predict what James is going to...
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So it's like the wild card aspect for me.
I do have just weird knowledge on just a obscene amount of things.
Yeah, I'm just like editing a cast, and then James just whips out some random historical fact.
Yeah, I feel...
Fuck, I never knew this was buried deep within you.
I think James is both... He's capable of being the least profound, yet the most.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
No, what does it mean?
It's just a roll of the dice, like whatever. That's what I love about when James just opens his mouth. You just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
it's so exciting for me. Yeah. Bill Murray is a banana, to wrap this section off, says, you guys should bring back the double camera angle from the episode 63-ish era. And I wanted to bring this up to say that, I mean, we do have 2 cameras. It would be possible, but the problem is it just adds so much editing time because I don't have a setup and which it's automatically changes between them and records it by itself, so I'd have to do it manually.
Yeah, and it's like 2 vastly different actual camera qualities where you have to kind of really edit one to match like the other one. Well, yeah,
there was I think it was the Last of Us As Good As They Say video we did. We recorded 2 angles, and because I just hadn't figured anything out about this camera yet, everything about the 2 different cameras was completely wrong. So even trying to match them with the color correction, everything, it was so fucked.
So it ended up just being like just a Jamie.
It was just one. Yeah, it was just focused on me, wasn't it?
It was still quite a good video.
Yeah, it was a good video. The content was good. It was just the visual side I was disappointed by.
Yeah. But we're gonna like experiment with that later, try and get like
the obvious ideal would be to have another just exact one of those cameras. So I've already got another one of that lens. So if I can eventually get another body, then that might be more feasible.
We'll look into it in the future to try and get it to work.
Yeah, we'll see.
Jar is always planning ahead for the future, so
absolutely
in mind.
We got some topics to get into. Let's start with this one then, actually, about the Jar Jar, which we haven't talked about in so long.
I have seen a lot of...
Harry Fernandez says, whatever happened to the Jar Media Jar Jar from about 2 years ago that includes all of the Jar memes? Was that genuinely 2 years ago that we did that?
Yes.
No way.
That makes me want to vomit.
It's been quite some time.
2 years? How long have we been doing this?
So long.
Since David Bowie died. That's always my reference.
So 6 years?
Wait.
Wasn't it like 2015 kind of time?
Wait, 5 years. No, 2015.
No, we can't.
No, because we were doing an early Jar before the cast, so it's all kind of messed up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But either way, we have this. I'm holding it in my hand for those listening. I have the Jar Jar, which the idea was we would note down Jar memes and just stick them in the jar so they'd kind of be cemented in history.
Yes. We're going to literally fill it with cement and bury it.
We have just a couple suggestions that have been brought up by the community that we need to decide whether they go in or not.
I have a suggestion for one.
Okay, let's do these first, and then after
what if they steal mine?
Really? What? Okay.
No, do those first.
Okay, I've got 4 here. James describing things as bait is apparently one.
I have not done that in literally 5 years.
No, but it's part of history, though.
I don't think it's a jar meme. It's an RNL meme. We need an RNL jar.
So you're gonna say James saying things are bait, like the real old 4chan shit?
Oh, that kind of is really early.
It is core, though. It is early Jar. My vote is yes.
There's so many stories of James doing James doing this.
Yeah.
Yes, there's so many stories of it.
So is your vote a yes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2
Do you talk
yeses.
about your past self as a different person?
Yes.
Well, he's been doing that recently, hasn't he? By saying that, like,
a lot of people
reborn.
like, on Twitter and stuff do say that. Like, if you knew me before 2019,
no, but that's like silly because that's like 20. Like, I say it because it's just like
well, either which way, James saying bait all the time is going.
I think it should go in.
Yes,
it's gone in.
I'm in agreement.
The Star Wars prequels.
Oh fuck yes!
Just broadly.
Yes.
I guess especially now with our
with the As Good As They Say.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Jim and I have done an As Good As They Say on Red Dead Online, which you should go check out. It should be out by now, unless something went horribly wrong. But the time
James got the computer or something.
Yeah. Pip Pop Poi
No, it hasn't.
Yes, 100% yes.
No.
That's 2 yeses then.
No, it needs more time. It needs to cement itself.
No, it's in.
No.
We did the whole episode where I said Pip, you said Pop, and Alex said Poi.
No, but that's
going
one
in.
episode, and that was only a few weeks ago. We need more time.
No, dude, the amount of times I've been saying this.
It might be cemented in history with @Premium Voy, but
Premium Voy is separate to Pip Pop Poi.
it's the same.
Put it in the jar.
No.
Last
I'm
one.
Take it out.
Last one. Ruby Doo.
No. It's
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it's already been cemented.
No, it hasn't been cemented.
Yes,
it was
it is.
mentioned
James,
on
it has.
one cast, and I haven't
That
heard.
doesn't define a meme.
No, it does.
No, because people on Reddit, Twitter, they've taken it and...
I've seen like barely any, and it's only been mentioned on one cast. I'm in a disagreement.
Well, my vote is yes for Ruby.
But
because it's the successor
Unlucky.
to Sandy, and everyone knows that.
No, that doesn't mean it goes in. It needs time. I'd say leave that out for the time being. In 10 episodes' times, we can decide.
Well, this is a democracy right now. What's your vote?
No, it's 2v1. Put it in the goddamn jar right now.
My vote is yes, Jim.
Yes.
No.
It's
gone
in.
That's bullshit.
Right, Jim, do you have any more to add while we're
I
in
have
this
one.
moment? What's
and
your-
I don't know, it could already be in there.
I don't know what's in there
doubt
for
it.
reference. So it
James's beard.
Yeah, we haven't updated this in so long that the beard is probably new.
Yeah, the beard is actually
Yeah, and
new.
it is, I think it belongs to be in the jar.
It belongs to be on my face, and it still is. So it
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
belongs in the jar.
Yeah.
Do
I'd
you-
like to take full responsibility for the way James
I was
looks
bullied
now.
into this.
And me. Yeah, we bullied you into it, and you got to admit it was the correct
It
decision.
was the best decision I made in my life. It was incredible.
The best decision me and Alex made. Alex and I made in your life.
James's beard is going in. Anything else before we move on?
Is Dark Souls 2 in there?
Oh, that is quite...
Oh, we do mention Dark Souls 2
It's
a
been
hell of a
mentioned
lot.
Whenever me and Ruben are together, that shit comes up.
It comes up.
Call of Duty, what was it?
Call of Duty as well, yeah. What do you say?
It's like Halo and stuff in there. Because the old meme was that we always talked about Marvel.
We should probably do like an update
Halo.
video where it's just going through them.
Yeah, we're going to have to...
If it's
read
if
them.
it's genuinely been 2 years since we did this.
And
There's just-
some might have to come out.
Yeah.
There was a
That
lot
could
of
be its own
controversy.
video, to be honest. James, put the lid back on. It's being sealed for now. We might do that video.
Yeah.
In other news, we've got a Twitter speed round to do.
Wait, should we do my topic before the speed round?
Let's do the speed round first because we're getting some feedback from people saying it's supposed to be a speed round. You've only been doing 2 or 3. Why didn't you do at least 5? So I have 5.
But we have to do it actually speedy.
Yeah, that's always been like.
Okay,
that,
go,
there has to be something
hurry
that-
up, come on,
Okay,
go.
Charlie is a dweeb. At Charlie is a dweeb says, "What is everyone's favorite channel out of IHE and JAR? And do you see JAR as under the IHE brand or vice versa?
No.
Just curious as to whether you see them as connected at all or singular entities."
They're complete.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, fuck.
I don't even know how that happened. How many times have we had like a beer spillage on JAR now?
A spillage. There was a time Jamie literally spat it everywhere. Just went out, boom.
This isn't funny.
It was funny to me.
No, when you spill something, it's never funny as you. I just... Do you remember this?
If you spill something on a table, it can be funny.
On a table, yeah, but when it's all over you, like Jim, last Christmas we went to like a family member's house that we don't go to that often, and I had this like glass of cider, you know, that like quite expensive cider, the premium cider or whatever. I was just holding the bottle in the kitchen. My great uncle handed me it, and I put my hand on like the top of the bottle, and because it was so like cold and crisp, it just slipped through my hand. Onto their like, they've got like a really modern house with this really modern kitchen, and like no one had ever broken anything in it before.
No,
so I was
Alex
the first one just dropping this huge, completely full bottle of cider. Just I can't like behave under circumstances like that. It's just so uncomfortable for me because it's like you're in someone's house and you've just made a mess, and it's like, Do you expect me to clean everything up? Because they start like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll clean this all up, whatever.
No, I know the same thing. You get so awkward. It's just like you awkwardly stand there while they do anything.
Yeah, like, do you want me to help? Do you want me to? But you're supposed to be a guest or whatever, but you spilled the drink. It's just
I don't like the feeling, so I don't. If someone asks me for something, I'll be like, no, I'm okay, because I just know it will happen. Because it always happens to me. Because I'm so clumsy.
It's just a hellish scenario for everyone involved. But what's your answer to the question, though, about IHE and JAR? Because for me, I was actually thinking about this earlier, how I think I make a case in point of trying to keep them separate.
No, they're definitely separate. Like, it's complete. Like, you've never mentioned JAR ever besides the time when your channel's taken down. So it's just like you've never actually brought attention to JAR.
But I never wanted JAR to be like the IHE podcast, you know?
Yeah, it needed to be JAR. Yeah, they completely separate.
It's never been branded as an IHE thing, apart from IHE leaves JAR.
Which was just a skit.
Which was a little funny.
Yeah.
It was not funny at all.
But I would say
must be the
IHE...
slowest Twitter round of all time, by the way.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, because I spilled a fucking half a pint of beer on my...
Was it that much?
It
was a pretty decent...
I'm drenched through my trousers.
Yeah, you can see it.
Oh my god, how did that happen?
I don't know. I think I put my hand up to quickly answer the question like as fast as possible, and then
the stress of it just caused it to happen.
Yeah, but I wanted to jump in and say I created IHE, so IHE is a job.
Well, at the Denim Devil says, for James, how do you feel about manual transmission gatekeeping in the car community? I think it's dumb and makes the community less accessible to those who don't know how or are physically unable to drive a manual car.
Who actually cares? If you like driving your car, there's no problem. I just care about people having fun in the passion I like. Boom.
Fair enough.
It's silly. Gatekeeping is always bad, no matter what. It's always bad.
Anthony the Grinch says, what are Jamie's thoughts on the new Demon Souls remake? Sorry if this was us before.
I've never played the original. Always sort of wanted to, but PS3 exclusive, so really want to play it.
It looks good.
At I Like Femboys says, best character in The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski?
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah.
No, not the Big Lebowski, the Small Lebowski.
The dude, yeah.
The dude.
Yeah. At Piddle...
Actually, no.
Shout out to Donnie.
No.
Yeah, shout out to Donnie.
No.
What's your answer?
The dude's best friend.
Oh, Walter?
Yeah.
John Goodman.
Yes.
John Goodman
He's the best.
He's great.
He's so fucking... I need to rewatch that movie 'cause it's so fucking funny.
It is so fucking funny. At Piddle 35818667 says, what A levels did you do and what did you end up getting in them?
None.
So you went to college, didn't you, James?
Yeah, I went to college.
What did you do at college?
Motorsport engineering, and I got the highest level possible.
I can't remember my results, but I took chemistry, physics, biology, and IT.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that I think I got a merit because it was a BTEC for IT in IT. The other two, because I dropped biology, I did physics and chemistry, got like D's or something.
Mm-hmm. I retook the first year of sixth form because I did so badly on the first attempt.
I should have done that.
On the first attempt, I did maths,
which is a mistake.
Art, ICT, and history. Failed them all. Actually, I got a D in a couple of them, but which I think technically counts as a pass.
Yeah, you get UCAS points for it.
But I retook the year, and instead did IT again, design, technology, and photography, and then did all right in the end. I got a B in DT, a B in photography, and I think I got an E or a U in ICT. But
really,
yeah, which is bizarre, but
it's kind of ironic as well, considering what
it was. It was like a drama at the time where like just no one in ICT was passing because the exams were being marked by like history and English teachers who just don't understand IT. So even if you were leaving a correct answer, if it wasn't specifically within the guidelines of what the what the
curriculum
teacher, their curriculum, and it means you failed the question. So even if I was leaving correct answers, it still was wrong because the people that have to make decisions, high-level decisions, are just old people, so they just don't understand anything.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about my education, because I went to college and I did learn motorsport engineering, because I got the max level. I could have easily gone to university and like university level shit to do that stuff. Like, I had the grades, but I was just like, no, I'm gonna work a really shit job instead. Like, that was a generally mistake, real big mistake.
It's not too late to go to uni.
No, it's
you can
not.
go to uni at any point. Like loads of adults go.
But it's just
I've thought about it a lot.
That career path is probably cut off now.
Apparently, it's easier to get in as well.
Yeah, because they want the older students for that demographic to be fulfilled. Yeah.
Yeah, the only trouble is you have to be employed already, really.
And doing uni work while employed is a lot.
It is a lot. Our mum did it while she was an adult and that with us, and it was quite a lot of work.
Like, that's why I couldn't do it now, because it's like, you know, there's a lot going on in my life, and it's just like I wouldn't have the time, and I'd find my mind doing it. And I know people who have done it, and it's such.
For me, it's just I don't know what topic I would choose.
Yeah.
I feel like if I just knew a topic, then I could happily just go in, but I'm not sure what I want to commit myself to for that long.
Because it
3-4 years.
Like, when you've got a career, it's just like, what do you actually see yourself doing? And it's just like, you don't know. So that whole.
But there's also like some people just enjoy the education side, and like just learning about the thing they enjoy.
Yeah,
without even the prospects
that's definitely
of it.
what I would do, because
as I'm getting older, I am getting more and more into history and things like that.
Yeah.
So
history is really fascinating, and I would do history, but then you just like, you've got to do essays and stuff on history, and it's just like, my mind can't do that. But I love the subject.
Yeah, you got to understand history to understand the world.
And we love a little bit of history on JAR.
Before we go into the midway point, there's something I want to bring up to you guys. I've changed my gamertag.
We literally played Red Dead yesterday, and it was the same.
I've changed today.
You changed it
I changed
today?
it today.
Oh no!
What do you think I changed it to?
I don't even want to guess. It's probably
Portii Voy?
Close.
It's a premium boy. You changed it to premium boy.
My gamertag is now premium boy.
Oh,
my
I might
Twitter.
see if I can have Portii Voy then.
I'd like to say, on top of that, my new Twitter handle is also premium boy.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, my Twitter handle is premium boy.
Yeah, you already knew that.
It let me change it for free though.
Really?
Yeah.
What, because yours was too rude before?
My previous one was farts for eyes, but I guess because the new consoles are coming out soon, they're giving everyone like a free chance to change it.
If I can
again.
change mine for free, I'll go Portii.
I would do the same.
Free, so I'm premium boy now.
I'll be premium toy.
A little clan going.
Yeah.
Look, change your like name on PSN to premium boy, because then we've all got it covered on every front.
Yeah. I didn't have a PSN. I should make one.
Well, I've got Twitter handle, so my Twitter account got banned.
Oh yeah,
which hasn't been.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that. We were supposed to mention it last episode, but we just forgot to bring it up.
I just made a joke about right-wing politicians, and I got permanently banned.
Because you called them what, the C word?
The C word. But someone actually went out of their way to report me, because it was in a thread, so you wouldn't see it on your feed. So somebody clearly went out of their way to report me, got me banned, and now I've got a new account at Premium Voy.
Yeah, because have you been banned from Twitter, Jim?
No.
So just James and I have been banned, because I was banned for saying I was going to kill you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I bet it was James that reported you. James always got us banned off of Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was me?
Well, on that note...
Actually, I reported Ruben the other day as well.
On that note, we'll see after these messages if you're not fucking banned from James reporting you. Life can be a dick sometimes, so get your dick from out your hand. And don't be a dick, wear a dick. Dick the Head t-shirts available now. Check the description below. Big thanks to all the Dibby tiers and above on our Patreon. We're going to read all of your hopefully epic names now. Big shout out to the Passionate Pisser, the Martian MILF Hunter himself, James, Aziz Daham. If you play Yakuza games with the English dub, you're mentally unstable. Thomas Martian, Ben Whitelaw, Evan Pierce. Hey James, pause for response. You gonna build that tank? Or you gonna be cringe about it? Kieran Harkins, Noah Kengull, Quebec Films, Kieran James Moline, Robert Foe, 2 Million Jars, Aura, Mercedes, Shanga Wanga Games of Misa Wanawanga, Keck Flexington, Young Moz, Edgy Erica, Tomcat, Numa Banana, Ben, Fartbag, Rose.
We got Lily, George Kenwood Parker, Goant, Malware Machine, Fiddle, Dream Awful 2142, Michael G2, Mayo, Shane McSuplex, Freddy the Goat, Taiwan Namuchu, Fion O. Gorman, James is a slut but I love his big butt, Muff Murphy, Ethan Haight, Zach Dawes, Mr. Crimmy Shithurst, Stanky D's Free, or the Third, Gamer Patrick Beltman, Adam Lismore, Acolyte, Esteban Montez, Ben Hughes, Hooper. For the truth on Pissadic, go to James is Dead, JARCAST episode 7 at 6 minutes 50 seconds. I'm sorry, Alex, the truth must be born.
Don't listen to them.
Lewis Horsburgh, Ferdia Pleeman, Ray Dahl,
Alberto Gomez, Soggy Tuples, Kirsten Armstrong, Vine Lord Angry Joe, Adam Johnston, Tom Bowie, Juan Hernandez, Jam aka The Golden Pussy, Benjamin Wilson, Aggie Joe Fetus, Joel Stewart, Elliot Barton, Logie Bear, Dog Yeah with a Micro Knob, haha, it's small, Connie Reed, Big Whoops, Gremblow, Ollie Miles, Cooter Panda, Abby Clifford, Dibble Dob.
What?
Review Tech USA. Mort is capable. Agiron 3 and Katia fucking Manigan.
Thanks so much for the support. Welcome to the second half of the JARcast, where we answer questions from the JAR Media Reddit, or I guess subreddit, as people like me to say. Let's start off with this one from Joseph Z. Khan, who says, Alex, bring a pen and paper onto the cast and give James a minute, or shorter if you fancy, to draw the thumbnail for this episode.
Oh, what the fuck?
Planning time beforehand is allowed, just to give him a chance. So the way this is going to work, James, I'm going to hand you this iPad, and you can draw the thumbnail while we continue. Is that all right? There you go, look. It's all ready for you. Take the pen and pencil.
Nothing not safe for work.
Yeah, it has to be safe for you.
Do you know how bad I am at drawing? And just any kind of like...
Either which way, it's the thumbnail, dude. You got to make this important.
Can you give me more than like
Draw
a minute?
Call of Duty.
We got to decide then on what the thumbnail will be. What would you say would be the main topic of this episode so far? A little funny jar name and all that. If not, we just got to move on.
Well, I think we should give James as much time as he wants.
Yeah. No, you have until the end of the episode to...
Fuck's sake.
I mean, the people listening or watching will know what was drawn by whatever the thumbnail is.
Yeah.
So let's just keep going then. RXFD_Oku says, Will you ever release the lost JAR episode where James's microphone was unplugged? Do you even have the audio anymore? Personally, I would love to hear it, even if it sounds like shite. There's a small chance that it's on one of my backup hard drives, but otherwise it might just be lost.
I have a feeling it was quite a good episode as well.
I think it might have been, because I remember when we re-recorded it, us being angry for a little bit because of
this. It really felt like at first it was going to be a shit episode because we were like, fuck.
There was like this funny chicken gag or something. I vaguely remember. Yeah. Moonman Lives in a House says, thoughts on jelly? Is the consistency to your liking? Favorite flavor? Do you like to put it on a plate and wiggle it, wibble, wobble, slip, slop, slide? I fucking hate jelly, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh!
Because at every like birthday party, it was jelly and ice cream as the ultimate.
Jelly and ice cream fucking sucks.
Why would you actually have jelly and ice cream?
Why those two things don't go together? Everyone's like jelly and ice cream.
What goes together about them?
Nothing. I think cream and jelly can work like a trifle.
Yeah, okay. I can imagine a trifle. Just jelly on its own, though. I don't think so, my friend.
No, I can get down and boogie with a big fat slab of jelly.
I find it so gross.
No, do you
It's
remember that
always
thing I
bothered
used
me.
to do?
Me or
Yeah.
you?
That I used to do.
With jelly,
And,
yeah.
and you thought it was hilarious, where like I got it on a spoon and you just go...
You can just suck it up, yeah.
Yeah, and it just goes
Like a vacuum cleaner
straight
when you
down.
turn it on by... So it's the equivalent of like if you turned a vacuum cleaner on next to like a pile of like fat. You know, the way that would react.
Yeah.
Up the tube sort of thing. Yeah. James, do you like jelly?
No. I can't stand jelly, but it's like I always see my mum get the jelly pots on my like niece and nephew, and then gets the squirty cream and just fucking yeets it on top, and I'm just like, that looks fucking disgusting.
Do you remember the jelly like alleyway in our town? Where on the way to school there was this like tunnel that you went through, and everyone just made it their mission to buy the pre-made squares of jelly and just throw cubes.
It's the jelly that you melt and then use to make jelly.
So like students would buy the packages of that jelly and throw the cubes onto the ceiling of this tunnel. So
yeah, it was a sad day when I walked through there and they'd taken them all down.
Yeah, every now and again they've got to clear the jelly off the the roof of the...
I think they should have like implemented it and had like a
just
cool,
embrace it, you know?
like a light thing, all the different coloured jellies, you know.
Pill on Face says, someone message Ruben right now and ask him why he hates Happy Feet so much. I just saw his rating on Letterboxd.
Shall I call him?
You can call him if you want. If he's available.
I'll see.
It's 8:41 p.m. on a Wednesday, if he's there or not.
It's FaceTime audio.
FaceTime audio. Explain what's up if he answers.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Who's this? So I'm on the phone.
We're actually just recording Jar right now.
All right.
Yeah, we've got a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Ruben, what's your problem with Happy Feet, dude?
What's your problem with Happy Feet?
It's really rubbish, and none of the tap dancing syncs up with the feet.
I suppose that's fair.
But it's by the Mad Max guy.
But when the film is called Happy Feet, and there's this selling point of tap dancing penguins with happy feet, and the fucking happy noises that their happy feet supposedly make do not synchronize, that's not a very Happy Feet movie, in my opinion.
You know what? That's
fair.
pretty hard to argue against.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really distractingly terrible, even when I was like 10 or whatever the fucking age I was when it came out. It's just shit.
What was your rating on Letterboxd, Ruben?
I don't know. I don't even know if I would have rated it, but I would presume it would be like 1.5 if I had.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I would think.
Well, thank you for the insight.
Yeah,
watch
real
Happy
solid.
Feet. It's rubbish.
What if you're a huge fan of Mad Max?
Still don't watch Happy Feet.
What about Happy Feet 2?
Yeah, what about the second one?
I probably definitely don't watch that one. I don't know. I think there's
got the gay
prawns.
Oh,
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. There's a joke about the idea of a third one, isn't there? I don't know.
Did they get Elijah back for the second one?
He's not the main character, so...
Right. Is that the only Ruben question we have?
That was the main one, yeah. They wanted to know about Happy Feet, I'm afraid.
Yeah, thanks for answering so swiftly.
I just was intrigued, and it took me a while to understand what I was looking at when the Big Boss picture came up on my phone. My brain just couldn't process it. I was like, what's this situation? What's going on?
Yeah, because your picture for me is Big Boss with an eye patch over both of his eyes.
Yeah, that's my It just said like FaceTime audio. I was like, what's FaceTime audio? What does that mean? It really was a really weird moment.
Yeah, I don't know why it automatically chose FaceTime audio, because I just pressed to call you and it did that.
Well, and then I answered.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Ruben.
That's all right.
Ruben, I love you.
I don't want to do that.
You're not ready for that yet. Okay, I
I'm not
understand.
ready for that.
I get it.
Not live on camera. Why are you revealing us like this to the tabloids?
Shit, yeah, good point. Okay, see you, Ruben, bye.
Okay, I'll see it.
Bye. That was perfect. Derek the Pig has one for us to transition into. What would you say are some of the best and worst visual character designs? James?
What?
What are some of the best and worst visual character designs? When I say good character design, what flashes into your brain?
Not Madagascar.
Oh. Well, you took my answer.
That's really weird because I was going to say for good, the penguins.
You think the penguins are a good design?
I think they're incredible.
I think for the
For
most
what reasoning?
They're funny.
Because they're just so simplistic. They're almost like minions in a way, just a little blob with the couple colours on.
But like, what are they?
They're penguins.
And when you look at them, what do you see?
Okay, I'll agree with you as long as it's not the penguins from the first movie. I think they look really weird in the first movie.
Yeah, they look everything in the
2 and
first
3,
movie
they've
looks
got
like-
the proper kind of penguin sheen. The lighting's a bit better. The quality of the fur is a bit better. Just the Madagascar.
I think, like, in terms of stills, like, if you're watching the video version just above James's head here, we have some Madagascar penguins.
Mm-hmm.
They look bad there.
Well, they look kind of cool.
I think the way they're utilised in the movie, genius.
You got Skipper there doing the
And-
DreamWorks
and, like-
smile while he's arrogantly crossing his arms. I'd say it's pretty cool.
He's doing the DreamWorks thing.
The DreamWorks smirk.
Yeah.
If anyone wants a bit of humour, just Google the DreamWorks smirk and see the kind of compilations that are available. But what are some of the best and worst visual characters? Jim, I need your help. I gotta say, I do like I like Master Chief a lot.
Yeah, like Halo 2, Halo 3, Master
Halo
Chief.
3 Master Chief is like
Yeah.
that shit's good. About worst though. Halo 4 Chief.
Yeah,
Halo 5.
that's yeah.
The Spartans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really
What about
bad.
something that isn't Halo though? Because that's always our go-to.
Spider-Man from The Amazing Spider-Man.
Do you not like that one?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man looks fine. Amazing Spider-Man 1 Spider-Man.
where he's like edgy Man of Steel Spider-Man.
Yeah, he looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, I don't like that one very much.
But the reason I went to him is because the cliche is Halo and Marvel for us.
Oh,
So my head
fuck's
immediately
sake.
went to Marvel.
I like the designs of, and I'm sorry for going back to DreamWorks, but I like the Kung Fu Panda character designs quite a lot. Especially Shen from Kung Fu Panda, the peacock character.
Yeah, he's
That's
great.
awesome.
He's very good.
Pixar has a lot of good designs. I don't know.
Yeah, like Woody and Buzz.
Yeah.
Incredible. Actually,
What about
incredible.
think about this, the design of SpongeBob and Patrick and
Yeah.
Squidward and that lot.
Actually, yeah, every single SpongeBob character.
Mm-hmm. They're so expressive and
Yeah.
fit their personality so
Yeah.
well. Mr. Krabs. Even Pearl, like a throwaway character.
Mhm.
It's like such a funny,
But even
memorable...
just like the guy, the My Leg guy,
Yeah.
you know?
My leg! Yeah,
but like the
or
green
chocolate.
guy. Yeah,
woman.
just everything from SpongeBob of that era.
And I can picture every
Plankton.
one of the
Holy
characters'
shit.
silhouettes really clearly
Yeah.
too, which is
Yeah.
a good sign.
Because the question said about bad, I want to say fail your parents. I fucking hate.
You're not a fan of Butch Hartman?
No, I'm not. I think that shit is shit.
Danny Phantom?
That shit is shit.
I prefer myself Danny Phantom over Fail Your Parents. I think it works better for that show than...
Yeah. Yeah, I always liked him.
I can't get the correct read on if Fail Your Parents is like beloved or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hated it.
Yeah, even as a kid, it was like, this just like isn't funny.
There was like one good joke every 50 jokes type
Yeah.
thing.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Neutron, though.
Oh, Jimmy Neutron, yeah, they're all shit. Every character design,
Yeah.
terrible.
That was
Although-
like the movie where they went into space and they were like riding theme park rides.
Yeah, and
That-
there's
I have that as
the
a really-
duck song. Du-du-du-du-du-du.
Yes.
It was
I
like
have
the
that really just
yeah.
like disgusting memory.
With Jimmy Neutron, I think those designs could work in 2D, but
Yes.
it's something about
Yeah.
the 3D incorporation that makes them just so disturbing. That early CG shit, just like that. What was that show? I think it might be Canadian. It's like aliens in the attic or some shit. Where it's about this kid living on like
That's a movie, isn't it?
No, it's about this kid like living in like
In
a
a
lighthouse. Yeah, it's a TV show.
Yeah.
That was on like ITV or something, and there was this blue alien that was like, "You're a nincompoop."
Oh my god, yeah. He was like the Squidward character.
Yeah, the equivalent. And there was like a big dumb one and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
That show's fucking terrible.
A lot of awful shit we had on TV when we were younger.
Do you remember My Parents Are Aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember
Baby's
seeing
first
the intro
sitcom.
for the first time and thinking, oh, it's like it's
gonna
going to
be
be
a
a
cute
fun
animated
thing. And then
yeah.
it was live action. It was so boring.
James, what's your favourite Gundam design?
It would be Barbatos or the Unicorn Gundam, because they're both kind of really nice looking.
And what's the worst?
Barbatos.
What's the worst Gundam? One that you look at and think, wow, that design is shit.
Oh, that's hard to say because there's quite a few shit ones.
What's the one that pops into your mind instantly?
Probably some of the enemy ones from Gundam 00. That was like the Halo 3 era Gundam, and it was fucking ugly.
The Halo 3 is sick, though. Do you mean like Halo 4?
2007 era, I mean. Like,
that
era in terms of that anime.
Okay.
I want to shout out 2 more animated shows for good character design. The Simpsons.
Yep.
Futurama.
Yeah. They're just on that perfect line of the detail.
Yeah.
Like,
but
just
also
right.
how they use like side characters that aren't in it.
Mm-hmm.
But they might just be in it for one episode.
Yeah.
But they're so perfect for what that character is.
Okay, Lil Bear Jetski says, if there was a pill you could take that would make it so you never have to sleep again, what would you do with all of the extra time?
Try to sleep.
For me, it would probably be just do the things I do while I'm awake, but
More of
when
it.
I'm not asleep.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would become quite a sad existence.
What, never sleeping?
Yeah.
Never having
If
a
you were the
break?
only one that never slept. And like if you
I don't
never
know,
felt tired. I mean, it would be sort of lonely.
If you could take a pill that made it so you weren't tired, and there was
Ever.
no side effect.
Yeah. No, if you were the only person that could do it. That's how I'm interpreting this question.
Right. Well, the question was about a pill you could take, though.
I guess it would be widespread then, and just
no
everyone
one
would do
sleeps
it.
again.
Yeah.
Although, the premise is messed up because I think humans like need sleep for their brains to function.
Well, yeah. But ignoring that, I mean, play more video games.
Yeah. Draw funny pictures. I don't know. Yogspog says, my girlfriend refers to you as those stupid Madagascar men. Thoughts?
Fucking lol.
I mean, it's accurate.
Yeah, but also why you have to be like that.
Yeah, there's more to us than just that.
Yeah, there's like we've got multiple facets, and you're like focusing on just one of them. Like we're not that.
Wilhelm Medros says, hey, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're all okay. So I love the shows, especially because your personality, dry, acid, sarcastic humor, over criticism, etc. It matches my way of thinking perfectly. I live in Brazil. Sorry for my English, by the way. And it is really hard to find someone in here who has that acid aspect. My question is, do you guys feel like out of place and different from most people of your age? Or being like yourselves is common in the UK? P.S. Thank you for all the years of joy, farts, and enjoyment. I love it when people that don't have English as their first language comment like, hey, sorry for my English, and it's like better than...
It's probably better than my written English. And also, your English is so much better than my Portuguese. So,
yeah. I don't know. It's a real gambit in the UK of the variation on the dryness, Because there are some British people that really are all about that dry, sarcastic humour.
Yeah.
But there are plenty that aren't,
The thing is, the way I am with you guys is very different to the way I am with people I know way less well.
Obviously.
Because there's always that, like, for me, a feeling out period. Whereas, before we recorded this, James was getting quite angry at me because I was just being so fucking annoying and being a dick, pretty much. But that's because I know I can with James. I don't push those limits with other people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, people might be disappointed if they expect us to behave as we do on JAR, like in an everyday scenario.
Yeah,
I think for the most part we just keep to ourselves.
Well, yeah.
We're not like running around town screaming JAR memes and just being assholes. Like,
yeah, the fact of the matter is that we've known each other. I've known you my whole life, and I've known James since I was.
It's getting to that point where it might as well be
7?
just whole life.
Yeah, yeah. Like the part of my life without James is getting smaller and smaller every day. But to answer that question, do you think you're different to most people?
Or out of place and different from most people of the same age?
Yeah, well, I mean, not even just of the same age. Yeah, I think the answer is yes.
Do you think so? But do you think that's just because of where we are in the UK, or what?
Well, I mean, I can't say. But I mean, I think I'm different. But I guess everyone thinks they're different.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Maybe I fit into a box perfectly.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing about YouTube is that you're no longer restricted by geography. You can connect with even people in Brazil who you've never met, which is honestly freaking epic.
Do you think you're different to most people your age?
Yes.
James?
Probably.
Yes.
That doesn't inherently mean it's like a good thing either. It's just different.
Yeah.
Or bad.
I agree.
It's just,
Yeah, it is just different.
Sassy Sonia HD says, hello guys. As you know, school will be starting up again soon, but this year will be the most anxiety-inducing for those of us starting uni, apprenticeships, actual jobs, etc. Can you each remind me of what you did after finishing sixth form/college and what your experiences were during that period? I've been accepted into university, but I'm not too keen on going due to the bad experiences my relatives had. I personally would rather waste no more time and head straight off into work. Cheers, lads. So out of everyone on the cast, the only one who went to uni is Ruben. He's just finished actually, so he got all the way through, got good marks in the end. As far as me, I finished sixth form and I kind of knew pretty early that at least at that point, was not ready for uni. So I was like, no. But I made the plan of like, I'll try doing some kind of YouTube content within the time period of a year. And if I get nowhere within that year, I'll just go and do like a art foundation and just go from there. I was going to move to Stroud and do an art foundation if everything went wrong.
Right.
So I had some kind of plan. What about you, bro?
I mean, you clearly thought about it way more than I ever did.
It's just my personality, I think. It's the kind of thing I stress about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the second... Well, not the second, but partway through sixth form, I don't know, something in me changed. I just, like, stopped caring about that aspect of stuff. So uni just became... Like, I knew for a fact I wasn't going to uni. Mm-hmm. So then I just didn't even bother with my A-levels. Yeah. Hence the Ds.
It makes it feel kind of pointless because I had that same sort of feeling where, like, I didn't know really what I was doing or what my trajectory was, so I didn't feel that motivated to work on my A-levels.
Yeah, so, but then when that all ended and it came to, like, well, I can't just live for free forever and do nothing. Mm-hmm. So I got a job with an agency where they just call you up and say, work here. Mm-hmm. And then you say yes or no. So I did some just awful work in factories, bin vans.
Just anything that was offered, yeah.
Yeah. And I've done agency work twice, and honestly, it's not even that bad. In terms of pay and stuff, if you're willing to do the horrible, like, they're really unsociable hours. Like, you have to get up at, like, 6 a.m. Or before, you have to be at work at 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. And then work for, like, 12 hours straight. But, I mean, if you just did that 4 days a week, like, the money I was on was decent. So, I mean, you always have that option. But then I just went into bar work and enjoyed
What about you, James? What's your story after leaving secondary school?
I went to college and did the motorsport engineering. Then decided that I wanted to actually just earn money. So I worked in a dog shit garage and did an apprenticeship with a dog shit garage, where it basically just mentally destroyed me because it was so miserable and it was so long working hours.
The conditions were kind of...
I was treated like slave labour, basically, by the most disgusting, vile boss.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I can't do this. And then I happened to find like another apprenticeship with just a small catering business. And it was for like administration, so it was doing loads of random things. And then I moved on from there to this, just like, it was the same company, but I became like the kind of do everything guy, jack of all trades. You know, some days I was doing like your type of stuff at like weddings and stuff, and then doing business work. And it was just, I was doing everything everywhere. And then I went to like basically running a business on my boss's behalf because he was like in the kitchen. So I was doing everything, accounts, everything. And because I liked accounts, I'm now becoming an accountant in an international like company. You know, and I've been the main guy.
I think my advice would be someone that still doesn't have a license.
Get a license.
Get just
a driver's
if you
license.
are going to work, get a shit job or whatever. Just get work,
some kind of income, yeah,
and pay for your driving if you haven't already learned.
Yeah. When you have
the second you can drive, your opportunities just
especially when you live in rural and you're not in like the center of a city.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
I do feel for these people though that are like in that awkward stage where they are either going to uni or going into some kind of job now, just because the COVID thing, like it is such an awkward, like weird stage to be jumping in.
Yeah, it is improving. And I think
it's
getting
still
a job
quite a mess though.
5 months ago is a lot harder than it is now. But yeah, I mean, nowhere hasn't suffered from this.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah,
you're in the boat with everyone else. Don't feel bad about it.
I think for me, from my read on like uni, and if you're torn on if you want to go to uni or not, as long as you're not someone who's like really, you've had that idea in your head of like, yes, I'm going to be a pilot. So you just have your route and you know exactly what you're doing kind of shit. I've always envied that kind of person. But if you're not that kind of person and you just truly don't know what to do, it might be a good idea to go to uni just for the...
Yeah, I think...
the socialization side. You're around a bunch of people who are in the same boat. If you're doing a subject, you're around people doing the same thing. So, you know... It's a good idea if you can make that happen. Aged Osger has an interesting one saying, has doing the cast over the years noticeably improved your social skills, confidence, or anything similar? Also, which one of you would say they've changed the most since the first episode of JAR?
The answer to the second question, I would say, is James.
James definitely has had the most extreme changes over the years.
Yes. That's why I say like I'm a different person, because it's just like I feel so alien compared to like me when we first started.
But I mean, I think that applies to all of us in some way.
Yeah,
that change.
Yeah, I think some of it comes through more though, just from the podcast.
Yeah. No, I would agree with James being the kind of biggest change from the beginning. But genuinely, I think it has improved my social skills and communication skills. Just every week for years on end, being forced to sit down in front of mics and record you speaking.
Being forced?
Well, yeah, that's a weird way of putting it, but having having some structure and being like, okay, we have to communicate and try and make it entertaining in some way. So
yeah. It's hard to say because, I mean, we started this when I was 18, and to go from being 18 to then 23.
Yeah, that's the confusing part because you changed so much during that time. Anyway.
Yeah, like it's a natural thing anyway, and there's like so many things affecting your life. This is just, for the longest time, this was just something we did for 1 hour once a week. Like, that's a small amount of time compared to everything else that's influencing you.
But an hour a week over years adds up to quite a few hours.
But also, it's become more and more Like, we're making more videos, and I mean, we end up seeing each other more often now than I think we used to.
Okay.
Alex, got a quick question. What was the old school jar thing with the triangle in the corner? What colour was the podcast?
Purple, right? When thumbnails had that. That's fine. Should we do 1 or 2 more?
2.
You want to do 2 more, huh? Let's do this one from Joseph Jewish JARling. Hey Jar, hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to check back in, say hi, and ask a quick question. I'm now going into my 2nd year of uni. I'm studying psychology, and I ended up with an A average in my first year. Well done. Had an amazing time and experience, but now comes the tough part. This year I have to figure out where I want to specialize in. Psychology is an extremely broad topic, and I'm having immense difficulties narrowing down my path. I think I want to do work with youth, but that might just be because I am a youth, and I'm not sure if that's what I want long term. Any suggestions? Have an epic day.
Thank you, Joseph.
If you're interested in the like youth side, you could specialize perhaps in like kids with disabilities. There are countless like disability specialist schools and stuff like that. You might be able to get some good experience there if you want to narrow it down a bit. Or I mean, the brain, we're always talking about like just how we just don't understand the brain very well, and how there's just so much to explore with that.
Yeah, honestly, it's a really, really hard question. Because I would almost say, like, focus on an aspect that you're not familiar with.
Or something you're passionate about because you're familiar with it because of your family or your friends.
Yeah.
Something you already know a bit about,
something
maybe.
you can learn from and understand something more.
Yeah.
As opposed to just, like, already knowing these things and then focusing on that.
I mean, we're the wrong people to ask, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because none of us have a fucking
degree in psychology.
Psychology, yeah.
There is certainly a lot to explore, and I understand the difficulty in narrowing it down. Like, I'm not really sure where I'd begin if that was my thesis.
His thesis should be on us, on our brains. On the jar brains.
My thesis on the 4 psychopaths who run this YouTube channel. Yeah, that's a good answer. Okay.
I'm done.
You've done it.
I think I'm done. I don't know what more I can add.
Can I see it before Alex sees it?
How do I save it?
It's fine. It's already done. Like, I'll sort
it. Honestly, that looks pretty sick there in the top left. It does.
Well, whatever it is.
It's like a bloom effect.
Oh. This is much more experimental than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's like a Picasso or something.
There's a secret.
Fuck, James is actually like a fucking artist in the end.
Yeah.
It's like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. There's
an Easter egg in there which nobody will get. Nobody will get.
Apart from me.
I'll say it off camera, but yeah.
That's perfect. Wait, for those listening, if you're frustrated, just look at the thumbnail.
I tried to go for like a really out there kind of, there's loads of little Easter eggs in that nobody really gets. But I tried.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed by that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, like time well spent, in my opinion.
What was
in like 2,000 years, that's gonna be mounted somewhere as like this fucking thing that people are like, how did somebody think to do this?
Let's end on this one from Tiger111. What are your thoughts on the military entertainment complex and how we see the military portrayed in media? Do you think that games such as COD make people connect positively with the military? COD is sponsored by the US Army, for your information. Do you think that video games and movies can become ethical if they're used in a way of influencing people's relationship with an organization such as the military or otherwise? It'd be interesting to hear James's thoughts, especially since he loves COD so much.
Well, all media romanticizes conflict, and by that, yes.
I don't know about that,
because COD does, definitely. Battlefield does. Most
I think
video games do.
Sorry, I think the latest Modern Warfare game is morally... the story is morally wrong.
Yes.
For what's that? I haven't played it, so I don't know. Really. I watched, I think, Fabian's video on it, which was quite good about the kind of sensationalized.
It's more than just that, though. They established that the good guys, being the active thing, like whatever they do, no matter what it is justified. Because they never do it. They always say like we've got to take the gloves off, and we've got to like do the scummy things. We got to. The quote is like, we get our hands dirty so that the world stays clean.
Yeah.
But saying that and then not having a moment where you do something morally wrong and it has a bad repercussion, you're saying whatever the US military or the UK military does is right. No matter what it does, it's the right thing because they're the good guys.
Yeah.
I think that is a terrible message. An awful message.
But it's always been the thing that makes me feel weird about COD and Battlefield.
No, but I don't think that any of the previous ones had that problem.
No.
They never outright said, like, we've got to take the gloves off, we've got to do fucked up shit.
So they genuinely try and make that point in the latest COD, do they?
Inadvertently.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
So you think just through them trying to do, like, military epic kind of shit, they've kind of accidentally kind of turned it into this...
Yeah, by trying to make it more grey, they've made it more black and white.
Is there a COD game that deals better in that grey, though, and is more about
I think
the
I can't say for myself because the PC port is so fucking atrocious, I refuse to play it. But World at War?
Right.
I'm pretty sure they go into... Because you're playing as the Russians for a big segment of it, so they're happy to...
There's a lot of war atrocities you see, and there's like points of that, but you don't have to do them. Like, it's a complete optional thing.
Yeah.
But it shows that side of war, and it's like that.
But I mean, even the awful Modern Warfare 2 cutscene, or entire mission where you're playing as a terrorist. No Russian. The consequence of that is that you cause World War 3. The atrocity that is taking
But that story is tonally is more like a Michael Bay movie than it is.
Yeah, it's super stupid. But that sort of story would work better with the latest Modern Warfare.
You think the top is silly?
No, what I'm saying is they have an example of the good guy doing something fucked up, and the cause or the effect of that is like everything is ruined because the good guys did something wrong. Whereas the new Modern Warfare, it's just like there's a scene where to interrogate someone, you get his wife and son into the torture room, and you like point a gun at them. And then at the end of that scene, you have the choice to kill the guy you're getting the information from in front of his wife and child.
Yeah.
Or just let him go and live. But like that's not a choice. That's not morally grey. That is just you committing an atrocity.
Yeah.
Or not.
There seems to be this inherent difference between the way war is depicted in video games and like movies and TV, because a lot of the time when war is the setting of a story in a movie or TV, the message is a lot of the time an anti-war one.
Yes.
I watched Good, the Bad and the Ugly recently. It's just on my mind, fresh. Has a very heavy kind of anti-war kind of message to it. You know, a lot of the most famous kind of war pieces of fiction are about the fucked up nature of war. And
there's one in particular I'm thinking of, but it's just going past me.
I mean, just Google war movies, and chances are the majority of them will be like a critique of war, a critique of Vietnam, a critique of World War II, just critique of Russia. Like, there's so many different artistic takes on it, and so the complicated part for me is like, you jump into a game of COD, and it's a game first and foremost. They've made a game using the aesthetics of war. And is that inherently bad just because it's using the aesthetics? And it's kind of, we brought this up a few weeks ago with this like Lego set that was military themed, and how some people don't like that. And
it's a surprisingly complex problem. But I think we are yet to see a video game that compellingly and truthfully sort of gives you the experience.
I would say I've played one.
Spec Ops.
Spec Ops: The Line is the kind of that's the way I want to see war being.
I see what you're saying, but again, it's sort of more binary in that you aren't justified in what you did.
Right. And also that game did have like a competitive multiplayer, which inherently is like what's the mess? It's like a conflicting message ideology. It's like you want to have people having silly arcadey fun in your horrific war setting at the same time as you want this really serious single player. I think it's just a game thing. Like it has to be interactive.
But I mean that was sort of a product of its time. I think that game would never have come out today. It's a commentary on the modern state of games. But I think a game could be made to sort of show that grey area, because the fact is war is necessary in some instances.
Right.
Like World War II. Like the stuff that the Nazis were doing, the world just couldn't let that slide.
It's not something I want to see like struck from storytelling or anything. I think it's actually a very valuable kind of story beat to explore. I do just have that weird feeling in the back of my mind when I see a COD game with these like specifically the last one, like when it's set in these like in the like World War II or Vietnam and stuff like that. That's removed enough for me where I can be like, this is historical at this point. Modern Warfare is still a bit fresh for me.
Yeah, it's interesting as well how in Modern Warfare they have a terrorist attack happen in London, but then the like Middle Eastern country that you're fighting in the game is a made-up country.
Yeah. It's just such a messy fucking...
Yeah. But I mean, my point is that I think something could... We haven't seen the game that delves into this topic properly.
Right.
Because they've...
With the wide appeal, at least, because I'm sure there are plenty of like anti-war games out there. You just got to find
I don't even mean just anti-war. I mean...
With some kind of message that is more complex than your army is good just because it's your army. Yeah. I just want to see good stories, like even if it is a silly Modern Warfare 2 story, if they just keep that tone consistent.
Modern Warfare 2 story is really bad, by the way.
I guess that's the problem with Modern Warfare 2 is like you have horrific lows like that terrorist scene at the same time as having the Michael Bay shit, and it's like kind of conflicts with itself.
It was sort of like too realistic.
Yeah. But as I say, I've never played a COD campaign through to the end. It's not really my cup of tea, but I kind of like other things being explored. Maybe one day there'll be a COD that, if they're sponsored by the military, actually maybe it'll never happen.
It's not directly sponsored. They sponsor the Pro League. And they have a team for the Pro League.
Do you not think that has like a knockdown effect though in the like development
it
where they're not going to tell like a critical story?
But then again, Activision is in the pocket of China, so maybe there will be an anti-American military game.
Imagine that, like every like game developer just is owned by China at some point, so they will start making these anti-American games.
Propaganda.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I mean. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the answer to, I think, every question we've had so far is like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a safe thing to say.
Yeah.
If you want our question, just Google whatever the majority answer is and just go with what the majority is, so then we're just safely in that space. So criticize us.
Like, if you don't know where we lean politically or
just where we stand on anything,
our opinion on like any relevant topic, just assume that we agree with the majority.
Yeah, that's safe to say.
And or you personally.
Yeah, we agree with you personally, all right?
Yeah. Whatever you think is exactly what we think.
Even if we say different.
Yeah, even if in the past we've said different or we say something else in the future, what we actually mean is that you're right.
Yeah. And that's the ultimate message of this podcast, and I think that's a beautiful place to end it.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah.
We've made real headwaves in this.
Yeah, we've sort of gone leaps and bounds beyond most things.
Damn straight. James, going to say anything to wrap this one up?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Kind of cool, man.